my personal experience with improv began in the late 80s. And very briefly at my undergraduate theater department, which it really wasn't ever used as a class or a entertainment venue. It was just something that was used as an exercise in an acting class or whatever, where we would take a scene and the instructor would say, okay, we know the lines, now let's just play with the emotions, and you make up your own lines. So we weren't really improvising. It was sort of taking the scene and taking the characters and sort of saying the same things but in a different way. Not the lines that were as were written, but off our head, but with the same intention. My first real experience with actual improv was when I came to Pittsburgh, and Patty Miles and Jeff DeVincent started Friday Night Improvs at Pitt. Friday Night Improvs at Pitt was it started off as a way for the undergraduate students to get performance time, because the way things were set up at Pitt at the time was most of the shows were cast with graduate students and very few undergraduate students. Undergraduate students were used for small roles, backstage help, lights, costumes, whatever. They didn't really get a lot of stage time other than the classes they might have been taking at that time. They would perform in class, but they would not get real stage time. And a lot of us graduate students felt that that was unfair to them, because we had come from programs where we got a lot of stage time as undergrads. So we wanted to give that back to them, and it was really started as a way to get them on stage. It wasn't about the older students hogging the stage. And it started off as playtime, sort of all sorts of theater games. But then somebody along the line hit upon the bright idea that, well, you could give credit to your intro to performance students if they came and watched Friday Night Improvs. And simply by word of mouth, it took over the school. We found ourselves packing 400 people into the studio theater every Friday night. And that was a lot more than what we were getting for some of the performances. At least in my recollection. That could be skewed over time or whatever, but it was liberating as an actor, because it allowed you to freeform or to riff or to take the art of theater and acting and turn it into jazz. And that's really what improv is. It's jazz. It's taking the moment and stretching it, or flattening it, or exploding it, and a really good improv show is a really good improv show is like fireworks. It's odd for me to say that, because I don't really like fireworks. The fireworks are a fireworks show is really sort of a waste of time. It's just a bunch of pretty lights. But improv is like fireworks, because boom and then gone. Boom and then gone. And it's a lot like those fireworks that start off as one nice little bloom, and then boom, 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 all over the place, and then it's gone. There was a lot more times during the first semester of Friday Night Improvs where there was more structure to it, where some of the games we were playing sort of had a soap opera quality to them. They were brought back week after week after week with some of the same characters week after week after week. But as we got further and further along with Friday Night Improvs, that fell away, and it became much more about this fireworks aspect of this is new this week, this is new next week, and you went back every week because you wanted to see all the different colors, the different lights, the different firecrackers or fireworks that would go off. And that's what kept me doing improvs for pretty much a decade. What's interesting to me is talking to other people that were with me during those times or knew me as a performer during those times, and they will tell stories about things that I said or did on stage that I have no memory of. Because I think I understand on a gut level that it shouldn't be held onto. It shouldn't be something that you try to collect or put in a box. It's just that moment, and that's all it should be, and that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it jazz. I don't know what else you want me to say about it.